What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. My name is Ian C. Jordan. This is News Undone TV. This is our sports edition. We mainly focus on boxing, and we're trying to move into a couple of other spaces. But first, let's go over some of the matchups that we have. We're going to be doing the matchups from May until August, just informational, and I might give a little bit of opinion, just as somebody that's followed the sport for over 40 years and just, giving my opinions just like the rest of you. All right, so first we have Eduardo Nunez versus, I believe it's Masanori Rikishi, and that is in Yokohama, Japan. And that is on May 28th, 2025. Friday on the 30th, you have a fight on DAZN, and that one is on DAZN as well. You have another fight which is on DAZN between, I believe that's Melikaziev versus Darius Fulgham, and that's going to be that's going to be in Las Vegas. That is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and the Rikishi fight is 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is today, actually. Oh, it already probably took place. Whoops. Anyway, Friday, May 30th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have Manuel Gallegos versus Khalil Cole. That's going to take place in Guadalajara, Mexico. And Cole, somebody I've seen before, not sure exactly what his record is, but I do know that he's been around for a little bit. That should be a good fight. But the main fight that I think all of us are looking forward to, and that is Caleb Plant versus Jose Armando Resendez. And Jamal Charlo was also on that ticket. I thought that Jamal Charlo was at the top of that ticket, but he's not, apparently. Caleb is the headliner. And this is the thing. I want to see the Charlo-Caleb fight as well. But Resendez, he's a really, really good fighter. I believe he's 13-2, something like that. He's put some people down. He really has. But far as in regard to, far as beating somebody as highly skilled as Caleb Plant, not sure how all that's going to transpire. But I do know that it should be an entertaining weekend for boxing. So you have fights. Let's go back up here. You have fights Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And hold on, let's see. Nothing Sunday, I believe. Okay, yeah, the Caleb fight is the last fight of the weekend. Then we're gonna fast forward to June 6th. You have Josh Kelly versus Flavius BIEA, and that is in Newcastle, in the United Kingdom. And as far as the Caleb Plant fight, that one is in Las Vegas. And then you have Brandon Moore versus Stanley Wright. That's in New York. That is June 6, 2025 at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, June 7th, you have Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni, however you pronounce his name. I do apologize for the mispronunciations, but guess what? Your mama named you that, so I'm going to try to pronounce it to the best of my ability. Saturday, June 7th, 2025, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Keyshawn Davis versus De Los Santos, and that should be a good fight. And just as a side note, Abdullah Mason is on that same card fighting Jeremiah Naktila. So that should be another great fight coming up far as on the 7th. And that one is in Virginia, and the Wardley fight is in the United Kingdom. So we have Saturday, June 7th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Beatrice Fiera versus someone with the similar last name, Maria Inez Fiera, same thing. That is in Orlando, Florida. I believe that's a women's IBF lightweight title event. You have Mickey Bay, same time is going on the same time. If you want to watch Mickey Bay versus Tobias Green, that is in Newtown, Pennsylvania, and that is at obviously the exact same time. You got Justin Paldo versus Juan Carlos Burgos in San Antonio, Texas. That's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You got Caleb Simpson versus Ivan Zuko, and that is June 7th at 12:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is more of a big name right here. The IBF Cruiserweight title, Sunday, June 8th, 2025, 5 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh my God, I'm not trying to get up that early to watch Jai Opetaia knock Claudio Squirrel out. I think that's what's going to happen. Sunday, June 8th, 2025, you have Wonto Nakatani versus Ryosuke Nishida, and that is going on in Tokyo, Japan. Check that out because you got a lot of good fighters as far as out east. Saturday, June 14, 2025, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have Richardson Hitchens versus George Kambosos. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to tell you this much. No joke. Kambosos, I don't know. He's lost his last couple fights. He definitely needs this. Same day, different time, 12 o'clock a.m. That doesn't have Central Standard Time or whatever. It's in Mexico, so I'm assuming it's Central. Is going to be Juan Francisco Estrada versus Karim Ars Lugo. And you know what? I didn't see. Oh, okay. Let's say I thought I passed it up, but I'm going to announce it shortly. You have Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Obviously, you have at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have Shabazz Masood versus Peter McGrail. And then you have Kalen Wash versus Ilias Espizadis. And that is June 21st, 2025. That one is on UFC Fight Pass. And that is going to be in California. They're kind of mixing it up a little bit. Friday, June 27th, you have Deontay Wilder. Don't say anything. I know what a lot of guys are thinking. I've talked to a couple coaches and one guy that knows him pretty well. And he was like, man, you know, whatever, dude. He out of there or whatever. But you never know, man. But that's going to take place on Black Prime. And that's going to be in Wichita, Kansas. Then you have another fight that I think is a sleeper fight for the month of June. Is going to be amazing. It is Christian Mbili versus Makajak Selecki. And the reason why that is important is because Mbili is being compared to early Mike Tyson. And I believe he's 28-0, 23 knockouts. I was watching this kid last night. He's amazing. That's going to take place in Quebec, Canada, and that will be on ESPN. So easy to check that out. You got another fight Saturday, June 25th, 2025, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Jr., and that is, side note, Gilberto Ramirez versus Doricos, that's going to be on the undercard. That is on DAZN, and that is in Anaheim, California. You have same day, yes, it is same day. You have Jean Pascal versus Michael, I believe that's Sislak, and that's in Canada. So, just wrapping up here, and we are in July. So July 5th, right after the 4th of July. That is a Saturday. You have Jack, I believe, Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. I think Catterall won his last fight, not sure. Decent guy. But this is the one for July that's going to be exciting. This is, we're going to fast forward a week to July 11th. And you have Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. That's going to be good. You have Alicia Baumgardner. And by the way, this is going to be on Netflix, versus Jennifer Miranda. You have Ellie, I believe that's Scootney versus, I can't pronounce the name, but the last name is Mercado. And then you have Dina Thurlsland versus Sharita Metcalf. And that is going on in New York. And the last fight in New York, when you had, I believe, Devin Haney And who else did you have? You had Devin Haney, all of these other fighters, and it's just Showtime. Sean Porter was just he was upset by it because he said it really didn't do any justice to the card. Friday, June 11th, same day, you have Eric Badillo versus Geraldo Zapata, not to be confused with William Zapata, because that's another fight. Actually, the next day, as far as the Zapata fight is on ProBox TV, and you have William Zapata, who was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson about 2 months ago. Now they figured out how they could get that right, and they did, and that is taking place Saturday, July 12th, 2025 at 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's interesting. It will be in New York, and that will be Shakur Stevenson versus William Zapata. Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shirez. Alberto Puello versus Supero Matias, and you have David Morrell, after the David Benavidez loss, getting right back into the swing of things. I like that, versus Iman Kirtiev. So that's going to be very interesting. We have Lester Martinez versus Pierre Deambre, and I believe that is... my screen froze. July 12th, 2025 on ProBox, and that's going to be in Oceanside, California. We got another fight that I know a lot of you are very anxious to see, which is Saturday, July 19th, 2025, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Usyk versus Du Bois, and that's going to be a monstrous card. That's 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again on the Zone, and that is in that's in London in the UK. And to wrap up the list, you got Clarissa Shields fighting July 26th. July 19th, you have Jesse Rodriguez versus Cafu, and that's going to be in Texas. And Clarissa is fighting in good old Detroit, Michigan, giving love to the home state where she's from. And you have in August 16th, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, and obviously you have Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, and that is September 12th. 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is in Saudi Arabia. That's going to be amazing. I am not a fan of Saudi Arabia fights unless Terrence should be moving over there right now, starting to train, because you don't want to get over there right before the fight and then you get sick or something like that. You want to be over there and experience the lifestyle and what's going on or whatever. Gervonta's fight is in Las Vegas, and Canelo and Terrence Crawford's fight is in Saudi Arabia. As far as the last two, I got Roach in a decision this time, because I think he kind of figured him out. And I got TC beating Canelo. I just think that's the direction that's going to go. Terrence Crawford is just, it's hard to bet against TC. If you like what you saw, like, share, subscribe, please. Like I said, with our channel, we do political news, business, and sports. This is where the facts are frequent and the nonsense stops here. We don't disrespect people, especially athletes like these warriors that fight, regardless if you like them or not. You don't come